Hello students, I am Sanjay Mangnani, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Engineering Department of Arya College of Engineering and IT, Jaipur. In last 3 lectures of bearing, we have discussed the classification, important terms and design procedure of journal bearing. Now we will take some example to understand the design procedure of journal bearing. This is the procedure to design a journal bearing we have already discussed in the last video lecture. So, this is the problem. We have to design a journal bearing for a centrifugal pump. The diameter of the journal is 0.15 meter and the load on it is 40 kilonewton and the speed in RPM is 900. So what are the given parameters? Given parameters are the diameter of the journal, which is equal to 0.15 meter, 150 mm. Load is 40 kilonewton, so 40,000 newton. Speed is 900 rpm. We will solve this problem with the help of this design procedure, step by step. So, the first step to solve the numerical is, this is the first step, determine the bearing length by choosing the ratio of L by D from the table 15.11. So, the first step is to determine the bearing length. If the length is not given in the numerical, then we can select the length L by D ratio from the table 15.11 of the data handbook. So this is the table 15.11. In this, the first column is the application. The given application in the numerical is the centrifugal pump. This is the bearing application, and the column third is the for maximum pressure, allowable pressure. This is the value of the Z, absolute viscosity, value of bearing characteristic number Zn by P. And column number 6 is for C by R, clearance divided by radius of the journal, and column number 7 is L by D ratio for the various applications. So, for a centrifugal pump, we can use the L by D ratio from 1 to 2. So, let me select the L by D ratio from the table 1.6. So the length is equal to 1.6 multiplied by 150, D is the diameter which is given. So the length is 240 mm. So this is the first step. Now the second step is to check the bearing pressure. P is equal to W by LD. So this is the second step. Pressure, we know that pressure is equal to force upon area. Force is given 40 kilonewton, and the area is projected area of the bearing, and the projected area of the bearing is length multiplied by diameter. Diameter is 150 which is given, and length we have calculated in the step number 1, length is 240 mm. So the bearing pressure is 1.11 Newton per mm square. Now we have to check this bearing pressure from the table 15.11. So this is the table 15.11, and this is our application, centrifugal pump, and in the column number 3 the given pressure range is from 0.7 to 1.4, and our value of the pressure is 1.11. So the pressure is in the safe region. Now for the step 3. What is the step 3? Step 3 is the assume a clearance ratio C by R from table 15.11. So again we use this table 15.11, and for our application C by R in the column 6, the value of C by R, we can take the value of C by R 0.0013. So in step number 3, we select the clearance ratio C by R is 0.0013. Now step number 4. What is step number 4? Step number 4 is to find out the value of Z, absolute viscosity of the lubricant, and for that first we have to select the lubricant. In previous lecture I have discussed that how we can select the lubricant and how we can find the value of absolute viscosity for the particular lubricant. So from table 15.11 we can select the lubricant for the bearing. Let me select the lubricant number 3, which is turbine oil. For centrifugal pump we can select oil number 2 and 3. So oil number 3 is turbine oil rings for light service and high speed, and for that oil the specific gravity value of rho, specific gravity at 15 degrees centigrade is 0.890. Now for this oil, go to figure 15.1 of the data handbook. This is the diagram between temperature and kinematic viscosity. Kinematic viscosity in centistroke. So this is the value of Z dash K. So let me select the oil operating temperature as 55. So this is the step number 4. Let me select the oil number 3 and first we write the specific gravity value at 15 degrees centigrade temperature, that is 0.890 from this table. And now let me select the operating temperature. We can select the operating temperature between 50 to 80 degrees centigrade. Let me select the TO, operating temperature of the oil, 55 degrees centigrade. Now from this figure 15.1 at 55 degrees centigrade, and for oil number 3 we can directly calculate the value of kinematic viscosity Z dash K. So this is the value of Z dash K. So from figure 15.1 we find that value of Z dash K is 21 centistroke. This is the value of Z dash K. Now after calculating the Z dash K, we can use this formula to calculate the first ZK and then Z. So what is the ZK? ZK is Z dash K multiplied by 10 raised to minus 6 from 15.2b equation. So the value of Z dash K is 21. So ZK is 21 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 6. Now from ZK we can calculate the value of Z. So Z is equal to ZK multiplied by rho divided by 10 raised to minus 3. So first we have to find this value of rho. This rho is for temperature 55 degrees centigrade. So we can use this equation 15.3 to find out the value of specific gravity at any temperature. We have assumed the temperature 55 degrees centigrade. So we use this formula, rho 55 is equal to rho 15 minus this value, and rho 15, we have rho 15 is 0.890, this 0.890. So rho 55 is 0.8648. Now use this value to find the value of Z. So from this equation we can calculate the value of Z, and we find that Z is equal to 0.018 Newton second per meter square. So this is the procedure to find out the value of absolute viscosity. Now step number 5. So step number 5. Step number 5 is find Zn by P. Zn by P is the bearing characteristic number. So for step number 5, here we calculate the Zn by P value. We know the Z 0.018, N is RPM given 900 RPM, and pressure. We have calculated the pressure in step 1, 1.11 Newton per mm square. So this value comes 14.59. Now we have to check this bearing characteristic number, that our bearing must be operated in the hydrodynamic condition, and we have already discussed in previous video lectures that our bearing must be operated in hydrodynamic condition, and for that the bearing characteristic number Zn by B must be greater than the bearing modulus. So we go to table 15.11, and for our application centrifugal pump, column number 5, this is the value of Zn by P, and this value is 29.01. Basically this is the value of 3K, where K is the bearing modulus. So 3K is equal to 29.01 in this application. So 3K from table 15.11, we have find that 3K is 29.01. So K is equal to 9.67. So this is the value of bearing modulus, and for the bearings to operate in hydrodynamic condition, the bearing characteristic number must be greater than the bearing modulus, and our bearing characteristic number is 14.11 and the bearing modulus is 9.67. So this bearing will operate under the hydrodynamic condition. So these are the steps from 1 to 5, and now for step 6, 7, 8, 9, we will discuss these steps in the next video. Thank you.